Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this special figure unboxing, showcase and indeed combining, we're going to be looking at the 2003 Japanese exclusive chased variant of Destron Sixbuilder, which is a Decepticon version of Sixbuilder. So what we've got right here are all the 6 individual boxes. We're going to open these up, we're going to open up the packages, and we're going to combine them up to look something like that. So a little bit of a quick story on this. Now I'm pretty sure you can already tell obviously by the photos on the front of the video, we are not going to be looking at that one. That is the standard version that was released a lot around the world. This is what he's going to be looking like. This is the Japanese exclusive, and as I've said, it is a chase variant of this particular figure, which was the 2003 reissue. So you can tell by the packaging that that is what it would have looked like if I'd just got the standard indeed figures and characters from inside there. But as I said, thanks to my friend Tim Banerjee, he managed to track down the entire set of these. So these are all the chase versions. That is the original Japanese version of him there behind me. The reason why that's there is to help me with my memory to build him up. So of course the Japanese figures originally, they came like this. This is how he was packaged. That was Sixbuilder, whereas as I say, these came packaged in a box very similar to this. However, this is for what we now know as 6-liner, etc. And they were all individually packaged like this. They were as good as blind boxes. Now they weren't completely blind boxes, but they did have like numbers on the front there, so you can see that's got a number 2 in there. Right, so without further ado, let's open these up. In fact, there it's advertising the chase variant there right away. So we're going to open these up and have a quick look at them. So yes, they are very similar to, I think, the ones that the main line Hasbro released. I think it was a year later in 2004. They do look a lot like them, but hopefully you can now definitely see that they are a completely different green. Not completely, they're a different shade of green, and they are of course more like the original Generation 1 Constructicons, and that is pretty much, as I say, why this is or what it's basically based on, isn't it, with this particular color scheme. So they came as individual Micromaster bots, which were also individually wrapped. We've got different parts with them as well, so that's the main gun, and indeed that is the fist. So I'm going to start to pop everything over here. I'm going to give you all the correct names as well. There's quite a few of them. There's obviously going to be 6 to build him completely up. So what I'm going to do, because they are all like this, I think what I'll do is just quickly get them all out of the boxes just to save a bit of time, and then have them pretty much pre-ready, opened, and I can give you all of their names, and then we can go from there. So I'm going to take them out of the boxes right now. Okay, so they're all out of the boxes, all individually wrapped, and as you saw, there's quite a bit of, I suppose, wrapping that came with them. So I'm pleased that I've just done that off camera because it just took way too long. So we've got them all lined up in front of us, and what we've got is, I'm going to give you their Decepticon names. In fact, I'll give you both. So this is obviously Bone Crusher. And if he was the Autobot, so if he was the different colour, if he was that colour there on the side, he would be known as Crushbull. Then the next one is Gren, which I suppose is the only one that's not really a Generation 1 Constructicon name. He would have been called Iron Lift if he was the Autobot, if he was the yellow colour. Then we've got Longhaul. That's pretty much still the same. You can guess that straight away. He would have been called Treader. Mixmaster, genius name. Guess what he'd have been called? Mixing. And then we've got Scavenger. And we've also got Gran Arm as well. Sorry, Scrapper, which would have been Gran Arm. So they're all individually there. They all come with little instructions like this. So they've got one page, which is of course directly for them, which is their correct position when he's combined. But they all had this little bit of, I suppose, information there, which again, unfortunately, I can't read. That would have been the new deco for the 2003. And as I've already mentioned, that is the one we're going to be building, the Decepticon version of him. And this is something I want to show you here that's really cool. I do love the fact that they do this. And this is what, again, as I say, made me really like the Japanese continuity of figures, because although they were quite basic like this, they were all play sets, they were all fun, they were things to do. This is starting to struggle focusing, isn't it? So let's move these out of the way, and that should be better. So even the accessories, things like this, you could get all the accessories together, and you could combine them, not only to build the robot, which we're going to see in a second, but also to do things like this, build a spaceship. I mean, this is just genius. I know it's just the accessories, and to be fair, it probably didn't take too much thinking, but it's just a lovely little bonus mode. Again, you haven't, you know, they didn't have to put this in, they didn't have to think about it, but I like the fact that they did, and I like the fact that it gives you another incentive, I suppose, for a sale point to get them all, you know, because that's just a brilliant little addition that you've got. And you see you've got a little peg there. Don't forget, and I'm not going to be doing this with them all, they do all turn individually into robots as well. So, you know, they are Micromasters. Not only do they have their alternate modes, but they've all got, there we go, if I stand them up, they've all got a robot mode as well. And as I say, if you wanted to, with that hole there, you could then have any one of these if you wanted, piloting, captaining, whatever you want to call it, this amazing little spaceship that you can build up with just the accessories. So again, another little bonus, brilliant bit of addition there. So this is going to be the gun. I'm going to take the fit. In fact, I might as well just keep these parts here, as you can see, because that is what we do need. We do need the legs to be attached to the torso part, and we'll just turn the head around. Now I just need to correct my memory and use the original one there to combine them all. So we've got a little hole there and a tab and a port, so that's going to hopefully click under there like so, no issues whatsoever. Let's take out this. I just like the color scheme more. I've looked at the main version so many times and just never really gone with it because I don't like the light green, whereas with this one, it's just something that, because it's a chase version, there's something I suppose special about them sort of things. That's why they make them special, isn't it? You know, they do it still nowadays with Pokemon cards and everything like that. It's just, it's again, it's the fun of the chase, isn't it, to find the rarer particular ones. And usually with the rarer ones, or the ones you don't see every day, they tend to look that little bit better as well. I tend to find that anyway. So right, so this one's going to be the arm there, so it looks like this is going to fold down like so. And yeah, so how are we going to attach, where's his hand gone? This particular side here, so we're going to turn this around. Yep, there's two slots. That's not the right hand, that is, which way is it? I've got to make sure I get it the right way. It looks like, I thought then for a minute that I had two of the same hands, but thankfully I haven't. So that's going to slot into there like so, and then this will of course attach via that peg right there. There we go. Then we've got the other crane on the other side with everything folded in. Same principle, fold this down, fold this over. Everything's really stiff because obviously it's brand new. Slot that into position, and then of course attach this to there like so. Right, this is where it's going to get slightly difficult. So that's going to attach on that port. It looks like we bend this down and that over it, so I think I've gone the wrong way. There we go. Is that how it looks like it goes? I think so. I'm just, as I say, trying to copy this. I'm pretty sure it is. Let's have a go at it. Yeah, brilliant. That's going to pop in, and it's going to hopefully hold on that port. Yep, there we go. And then the one on the back's always a sort of odd one because it's, you know, you can just fold him up over pretty much like what I'm going to. So that's going to tab into the back and just cover, I think, up the gap like so. So there we have it. There is the Destron version of Sixbuilder. What I'm going to do now, in fact, I'm going to carry on actually. I don't need to stop it. This is very fragile. There is the original version of Sixbuilder. And then just very quickly, there's his gun, obviously, it's the same. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the Generation 1 Devastator, just to give you an idea of the colours and how similar they are together as well. So then, here we go. I'm probably going to have to adjust the camera just to get the original Devastator on. It's not very often you hear that about this particular figure because he's not normally the tallest, but he is. Look, there you go. Again, just a reminder, these were only Micromaster sized combiners, so they are small because the original Generation 1 Devastator is very small. In fact, to prove that, there's Leader Class Dreadwing, who towers above him right there. Let's just give you a quick idea of scale and size before we wrap this video up. So there's a Generation 1 Optimus Prime, who again is nearly as tall, and in fact this was never the biggest figure. So let's do, depending on what you collect, see if any of these will help you with reference and size points. So that's of course Generation 1 figures. Then we've got up-to-date figures, so we've got core class, we've got deluxe class, so that gives you an idea, I suppose, of the size of them. And then if you don't collect any of them, you collect third party. There is New Age, there is Magic Square, and then we've got Iron Factory, and then the funny little ones, we've got some Doctor Wu as well. So that gives you an idea, I suppose, of the scale of him. Basically, if you just think about it, it's just exactly that. It's 6 Micromasters in a combiner. So I suppose some of the best figures that would I suppose complement, that's the word I'm after, or display well with these, would be your Doctor Wu figures, because they are based on Micromaster size figures, as you can see, and I think they work really well with them. But there you go, guys. This was the complete collection, building up and showcase of the 2003 Japanese Chase exclusive Destron Sixbuilder. I hope you enjoyed looking at him. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I think that now means I've got to try and find the main Autobot variant reissue as well. Then we can do some more comparisons. In the meantime, there he is. Hope you like looking at him. Take care.